All right, good morning and welcome to Yoga for Cyclists and Runners and normal people too. We're going to start seated. This is face, this is dumb. All right, we'll start here. So this is recorded in June of 2022. The gas price is really high, but however, I have discovered a place that you can get gas for $1.79. And that place is Taco Bell. All right, we are going to be seated. I'm sorry. Oh, those are painful, even to the guy telling them. We're going to be seated. And when we are seated in our easy pose, it doesn't necessarily matter how your feet are, how your knees are. It's kind of whatever's comfortable. The only thing that tends to matter is your back. You don't want to be totally, Victorian and have a corset around your belly and your shoulders pulled back, because that's just not comfortable. But you want to be sort of straight, simply to help the breathing. So let's get into your nose breathing. Inhale, exhale. Work on trying to breathe into your belly. Let's get your right hand on your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift your collarbones up. Exhale, rotate and look behind you. Inhale, and release that a little bit. Doing some reading about stretching techniques, and learned that there's a whole bunch of different medical or scientific terms for this. The common one, though, is contract, relax, CR. This is relax. No, that's the contract. This is the relax. That makes sense with you. The exhale. And we'll do that one more time. All right, other side. Left hand on your right knee. Right hand behind you. A lot of the studies were done for this contract and relax on simple seated forward poses. It's hamstring stretches. I suppose that's the easiest. Exhale, rotate. All right, let's roll forward and come into a child's pose. Come onto your hands and knees, and then get your knees as wide as possible. Get your big toes together. Sit your butt back towards your heels. Reach your hands out as far as they will go. And the inhale is to lift up your torso a little bit. And then the exhale is to try to lengthen your spine. You're almost trying to flatten your back. And you'll feel that more in your lower glutes and your upper hamstrings, going all the way from the back of your thighs into your hip bones. And you'll also feel that in your shoulders. So, as always, be gentle with yourself. This is a mobility movement. We're not trying to gain strength. We're just trying to increase gently range of motion in our hips and shoulders. And you can go side to side a little bit with your shoulders. Just create a little bit of extra movement. Just breathe into your belly. Let your belly expand, and then come on up, curl your toes under. We'll come into a downward dog. And in downward dog, The inhale will be coming up on your tiptoes. The exhale will be relaxing into dropping your heel and relaxing your calf muscle. That's what I'm trying to find. Okay. And then exhale the other side. Up. Exhale. One heel down. At this point, you can also inhale your tiptoes up, exhale your tiptoes, your heels, both heels down. Inhale up. Exhale, try to get your shoulders, your collarbones a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale. This time we're just going to bring your right knee forward and drop your left knee into a lunge. So your right knee is up, left knee is on the ground. We're going to do just a few hip openers. And we're going to try to do a low crescent lunge. This is a little bit much for the beginning, but we'll try it. So you can have your hands up in the air. You can also have your hands simply at your waist. Inhale is to relax your hips, and then track them off the fingertip. And then exhale is to roll your hips forward. So you're feeling this in the front of your left hip flexors. Now, what I'm going to do is very gently tilt over to your right with your torso. Back up. Inhale, exhale. Slowly tilt over. You're not going to tilt over much. We're just trying to get a little bit of extra movement in your hip. Just once more. Bring your hands back down. Bring your right foot back. Come back into a downward dog. Now, bring your left knee forward and drop your right knee. Same thing. Low crescent lunge. A little bit of balance that comes in here. Inhale, bring your hips back. Exhale, rotate them forward. Now, if you feel like you're ready, hinge over to your left. All right, now, hands back down. Roll them down to the mat. Curl your left toe under. Bring your right foot back, or your left foot back, and come into a downward dog. All right, now we're going to roll forward into a plank. Inhale, roll forward. Just hold this for a few breaths. Try to pull your belly button into your spine. Inhale, exhale back to a downward dog. There's a lot of shoulder work here. Trying to create extra mobility and some strength. We're Also working on core stability. Inhale, exhale, roll down into a plank. If this is too hard, you can always drop your knees. Also, always come to your elbows. During the plank part. Inhale, push back to a downward dog. Look to the top of the mat. And inhale, and exhale, walk your feet forward into a standing forward. We're going to hang out here for a moment and rag down. Inhale, your torso up. Exhale, let it relax. Fall to the mat. Let your head just kind of wobble to roll like a little elephant trunk. Yeah, much cuter than my daughter used to do that when she was young. Inhale, exhale, fall. And we're going to inhale into a half lift. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale all the way up, come up to a standing position, arms overhead. Bring your hands together into heart center. Bring your hands to your side. We'll stand here in mountain pose, but just for a moment. And in mountain pose, the idea is to feel like you're as straight as possible. So your feet are as long as you can make them. Kind of pull them forward, let your toes stretch out. Your knees are slightly bent, your hips are slightly tucked under, so your butt is kind of clenched. Your torso is straight. Your shoulders are rolled back just a little bit. Hands are at your side, just kind of hanging there naturally. Your skull is plopped on top of your shoulders. Now, the tricky part is to breathe into your belly again. Sometimes it's nice to have your thumb in your belly button, your hand on your belly, push out. Inhale, so you've got something to push against. Do a short sun salutation. We'll do a couple of them, and we'll do them with the high to low planks and into a cobra, and then pushing back into a downward dog. And if that's too much, you can just meet us in a downward dog. You can just be in a plank and then into a downward dog. You can skip the whole high to low kind of yoga push-up thing. Whatever you need, you can have your knees on the mat as well. So inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale down to a forward fold. Inhale into a half lift. Then exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Get your feet back into a plank. Drop into a lower plank. Inhale into a cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale back to a downward facing dog. All right, looks good. Inhale. Look to the top of the mat. As you exhale, walking your feet forward into a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Stand up, bring your arms up overhead, and then swan dive down to a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Your legs back. And come in and inhale into an upward facing dog or a cobra. And then back. And exhale to a downward facing dog.
Breathe into your belly. Inhale, bring your left foot up into the air, three-legged dog. Bring it forward. Drop your back heel, your right heel, and we'll come into a warrior two pose. All right, so check your front knee. Then it's over your front ankle. Back leg is straight, but not locked. Inhale, open up your shoulders. Rotate them. And then exhale, try to bring it back. Get the weight on your back leg so that your torso is straight up and down, not leaning forward. Every time you exhale, feel your hips try to open up so that they're pointing sideways along with your shoulders. So you're feeling the opening in the inside of your hips as you open your shoulders. Inhale, rotate them open a little bit. Exhale, try to open up your hips, open up your shoulders. Just hold it for one more breath. Now we're going to inhale into reverse warrior. Bring your left hand up, bring your right hand down. And again, now your goal is to bring your right shoulder to your right knee. That's the direction. That's not really our goal, that's the direction you're trying to get. So that you're opening up your left side body. Inhale is to lift your torso up. Exhale is to bring it back. See if you can feel the weight on your left heel. So that your left glute is the one doing the work. As soon as you put the weight on your toes, your quads do the work. Exhale back. Now we're going to inhale back to a warrior two. Put that over your front hand. This time we're going to inhale, straighten your front leg, reach with your left hand. We're going to come into a triangle. All right, so triangle is bringing your left hand down to the mat, towards the mat. So your left elbow is inside of your left knee. The inhale is dropping your right shoulder. The exhale is trying to bring it up into the air. So that your shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Are tight like a rock today. Done this for a little bit. So good, you look good. Keep going. All right, good. Now we're going to inhale. Bring your hands down to the mat around your left foot. Bring your left foot back. Push back to a downward dog. All right. Inhale, bring your right foot up in the air in a three-legged dog. Bring it forward into a warrior two. So turn around. And we are right foot forward, left foot back. There you go. So again, the inhale is to bring your left shoulder forward, your right back a little bit. And then the exhale is to lengthen that and rotate it so it's right shoulder is far forward, left shoulder is far backwards, and your hips are open. Just remember when you're trying to open up your hips, that your right knee stays over your ankle. It's easy then to let it roll. Keep looking out over your front hand, right middle finger. Now, inhale into a warrior or into reverse warrior. So drop your left hand, bring your right hand up into the air. Go. So now your left shoulder comes towards your left knee. Inhale your torso straight up and down. Exhale, bring your knee down, or bring your shoulder down towards your knee. We're just trying to lean sideways and backwards so that your right side body, right shoulder joint open. Good. All right, now we're going to inhale, roll back to a warrior two, just for a moment. Inhale your front leg straight, reach forward with your right hand, and then tilt. So bringing your right hand into the triangle, left hand up into the air. So the goal is to have your right hand on the floor and able to keep your right shoulder, which you are dropping on the inhale and exhaling, lifting up into the air so you're vertical with your shoulders. I don't know that I'll ever get there. But at one point, I used to hate these because I couldn't do them at all. Now at least I'm sort of into it. Just keep working on the rotation with your shoulder. So your shoulder leads your torso in the rotation. That's kind of the goal. Just like it leads with your hips. Now we're going to inhale. Bring your hands down to the mat around your right foot. Bring your right foot back into a downward dog. Bringing your tiptoes up on the inhale. Exhale, one heel down. Tiptoes. Exhale, other heel. Let's bring your right knee forward and drop it to the mat. We're going to come into a pigeon pose. So you're going to rotate your right foot sideways so that your right heel is in front of your left thigh. And then you're going to scoot your left thigh back as far as you can. And we're going to inhale, bring your hips neutral, and then exhale, rotate your right butt cheek to the mat. Inhale into neutral, and exhale, bring your left hip forward. Inhale back to neutral, exhale, right butt cheek down. Neutral, exhale, left hip forward. Just keep rolling back and forth with your breathing. Relaxation, just let your
Curl your left foot, your left toes. Come up to a downward dog, bring your right leg back. Now we're inhaling, bring your left knee forward, rotate your left foot around so your left heel is in front of your right thigh. Scoot your right knee back as far as it will go. You bring your hands back a little bit so that they're right in front of your knees. Inhale, and then neutral, and then exhale, rotate your left hip on the mat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate your right hip. Inhale, back to center. Left butt cheek down. Let's go at your own pace with your breath. Really just working, doesn't matter how far your hip or butt cheek comes down. What just matters is that there's a little extra movement with each exhale. And you'll get to a point where either you get uncomfortable or you don't really move anymore. And that's when you stop. It's by yourself. All right, this next time that you exhale with your left butt cheek coming down, bring it all the way down. And then let's come onto our backs and have your knees up into the air. And let's take your hands and wrap them around your knees. And we'll pull down your knees into your armpits. And just on the exhale, pull. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull. Just relax. And then, if you can, on the next inhale, bring your feet up and you grab the outside of your feet or your big toes or the balls of your feet in a happy baby pose. Same thing. Inhale, extend, exhale, relax. Let's roll up to a seated position. Hips are moving a little bit better. Hope you're feeling a little bit better. Let's inhale into your belly. Exhale, let it come off through your nose. It's kind of like a 2-4 or 2-3. So inhale, 2 counts. Exhale at a 4 count. Because you're just letting the air out. You're not trying to push it out. You're passive. All right, bring your hands to your side. Inhale your arms up overhead. Scoop up the good energy you've created. Put your hands together. Exhale, bring your hands together. I appreciate your presence this morning. Namaste. All right, check out simpleendurancecoaching.com. We have a lot of changes happening on the website. We're making a lot of adjustments. We've got a couple of new courses. So check out the site and you'll see all the new things, hopefully by the middle of next week. All right, take care. We'll see you soon.